That's all that is, Joe.
Baby on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang. Baby on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang. Nothing better than a professor. Watch him cook up coolin'. Big G, can't forget my nigga Mike Cooley. Keep it high like a pot of carrot. Sweet as Mayberry. Question is she single? Is she single? We'll find out when I call and I be geeking off G. Laughing till I'm nauseous. Caution, they going all in. Leaving no stones unturned, no topic untouched. They love to cuss and they fuck shit up. Brother, I keep my money right. Make sure you keep that money right. Make sure you keep that money right. Glam sham, keep the jewelry tight, make sure you keep it. We on weekly, make sure you peep it. Matt King state of mind, the best kept secret. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, so do it. Introduce it, the gang and Mike Cooley. We be on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang. We be on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang.
You are tuned in to the Cooley and the Gang Show on Blockworks Radio.
Round of applause, just because I feel like hitting the button. Yo, I gotta figure out what is going on with my little connection over here, yo. Okay, sorry about that.
Hey,
What's up, everybody?
Hey, gorgeous.
Hey, Mackie.
What's up?
Hey, Lee.
Thanks
Hey,
for
Lee.
coming to my birthday
Hey, Lee.
party.
Huh?
Thanks for coming to my birthday party. I know it was
When
6
was your
months
birthday
ago.
party?
6 months
Oh,
ago,
okay.
exactly.
I don't even remember yesterday. You want me to remember? Okay.
She got that
Good
Nicki
luck.
Minaj look today. I'm gonna leave her alone. I'm gonna put myself back on
I
me.
know.
How y'all doing today? Everybody good?
Yes.
What it do? What it do? Can't complain.
Peace
Can't
and
complain.
blessings. Peace and blessings. Everybody have a good holiday.
Yep.
Yeah, but
For the
it's
most part.
cloudy with a chance of showers coming from DJ Dynasty.
Yeah, smoking
Why
choke.
why is it so cloudy? All right, go ahead.
He messing with the hookah.
Hookah. Did y'all travel? Ain't nobody travel. Did anybody travel this year? Thanksgiving ain't even the same since like once my mother told me that they were cooking at my grandmother's house, but some people were just getting their food and leaving like in to-go style. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't get with it. Did y'all have traditional dinners? Like, did y'all family like actually get to connect and like chill, or was it
Yeah.
kind of everybody grab and get the fuck out?
No, I chilled over my people's house for a while. We went to Kim mother house, and then I went to my aunt house. We sat around for a while and chilled. And it was traditional too. My peoples ain't switching up for shit. They ain't doing no fried turkey. They ain't making no ribs. They doing traditional shit.
They ain't frying no fish.
Nah, my grandmother is old school. She's doing the originals. I told them they could have cut the ham out and, you know what I mean, bought some extra stuff and some lamb chops or something.
Yeah, I go for some lamb now. I live
Yeah.
for lamb.
A lot of people are kind of moving away from the tradition, like trying to incorporate like different, I guess, foods and stuff on the menu. It ain't like, your macaroni and cheese stuff and turkey, green, string beans. A lot of people are kind of trying to put a little twist on it, but maybe it's just that new age. You new ones coming up. Y'all like
the same ones that start using what's them joint, chessmen and banana pudding. That's that era.
That's
Good.
Shannon made some. Is it banana? Or, I think it's banana. I always get banana and bread pudding mixed up. Like I don't eat neither one.
Please don't do that.
I don't eat neither one of them. It all look the same. It's all something I don't eat that is usually in that tin at the end of the table, and I'll be like, hey.
You don't eat banana pudding?
Nah, nope.
Damn,
No.
that's my favorite dessert in the world.
Nope, I don't eat it.
Ooh, with
I don't
the
eat grits.
wafers.
I don't want no grits. Don't pass that shit to me.
Yeah, I can pass on the grits.
The only grits I'm going to try is the next time I'm in Baltimore. I'm going to link up with James Dickey, and I'm going to let him hook me up with
Oh
some
my
shrimp.
gosh, his grits is like amaze balls.
For real?
He does Gouda cheese grits.
See, I can't go. See,
gotta do
I
something
need some
with
basic shit
James.
first before I
No,
start.
I'm trying to tell you gonna slap somebody after you get that. I'm trying to.
He don't put no shrimp in there, do he?
If you want,
I'm not a fan of that shrimp and grits.
I love shrimp and grits.
I ain't a fan of shrimp and grits.
What about salmon and grits? You can do salmon.
Nah, I ain't never ate that. Nah.
It's
I'm
good.
from Baltimore. I'm not from down south. That's that down south eating right there.
Well,
Thank God I had a
salmon
great
crew
grandma in my
cakes
house.
and grits is good together. I used to
What's
eat
a
turkey
salmon crew
sausage
cake?
and grits.
I
Put
ain't
it in
never
my
had a
grits
salmon
together.
crew cake. What's a salmon crew cake?
Croquette?
Oh, croquette.
Yeah,
Is
crew
that
cat.
what
That. Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, that is the salmon patties.
Salmon cake.
Oh, okay.
In a
Okay.
can.
Okay, I had them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I had them before. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fancy. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
you
Croquette.
you know,
Croquette.
I had that
Right.
in group home. In the group home, they fed me that every morning before I went to Milford.
Oh, you was in a fancy group home. Y'all eating croquet.
Hey,
God damn. Yo,
the only
shit.
people knew I was in the group home was y'all.
Shannon ain't call it a croquet when she fed it to me. She
and
just
Miss
threw it on the plate
Mayberry.
and said it was a salmon patty. That's what she called it to me. She said it was a salmon patty.
Yeah, salmon cakes.
Yeah, salmon
salmon
Yeah.
cakes. You talking about
Yeah.
the salmon cakes?
Everybody call them something different then.
They
But
call salmon cakes.
it depends.
The Negro what is the over here? He said croquets,
Salmon croquet.
salmon croquets. Real
Salmon cricket.
Salmon crickets. That sounds like some real bougie mess.
I got that I
Like,
got that
But it's
southern
all the same thing
southern
though.
accent, so my words might be misconstrued sometimes.
So, but it's all the same
What
thing
would
though.
you
Like
call
I
it?
never heard it.
It's just, you know.
What's going on, Vance? Glad you're here, brother. For those that don't know, we got a special guest coming up tonight at about 7:15. King Randall. He's the founder of the Exford Boys Preparatory School. It's in Albany, Georgia. Established in 2019. So definitely can't wait to chop it up with him. I tell you, just shooting them emails out. I think Mayberry gave me a lot of my confidence in just sending emails out to anybody. Like, I mean,
Why not?
the worst thing that can happen.
Hoes be doing it all the time.
And speaking of Mayberry, guess what I listened to last week?
What'd you listen to?
A Blazing Radio. I was about to call that number too. Once I heard them calls coming in, I was like, Shannon, they got a phone number. People are calling in. I had that phone in my hand. I'm like, okay, what am I going? I couldn't get my script together.
That's okay. I got a flashback clip with the Coolie and the gang on my prank call. So stay tuned because I'm fitting to post it. Because I love a good post, but it's coming. I'm gonna post it.
Shout out to Chris
Hey,
Michaels.
Coolie.
Cree was there. It was good. I was like, look at Mayberry. I said, oh my goodness, look at that. Y'all, everybody just
I tried that. It was cool. Like it was definitely cool. It was a different thing. I have a different respect for Mr. Cooley trying to run the boards and all of that stuff. I mean, like you gotta be sitting there like you got a whole bunch of hands. So I'm glad you ain't on here because he had something smart to say, like, don't say nothing to that. No, I got a different respect for you, bro, because you be over there on the claps, the gunshots, have the music coming in and all of that. Child, and then I was taking shots.
Oh yeah, y'all. Y'all definitely were. See, that's the part where you kind of get a little fuzzy.
Yeah, we was taking some celebratory shots. So after a certain amount of time, each button was all looking the same. But God willing, I made it through. Hallelujah, won't he do? That's
Willie won't.
Yeah, you see, Lynette, that's how it was. Like, is that one?
We're gonna just pray on this one.
Yeah, I said, Jesus, take the wheel. Somebody help me. So we made
it
it
turned out well. It definitely turned out well. I definitely enjoyed myself. I laughed.
Thank you.
I got mad. Everything. That's why I should have called.
You had multiple emotions.
Yeah, you watching something.
You going through your menstrual? You going through your menstrual?
I want to give my opinion, like just like when people listen.
We lost you, bro.
Today is the
You
first.
muted, Mike.
You mean
See,
Today is
God
the-
didn't want him. God didn't want him to say what he.
God don't like us?
Today is
God
the
don't like
first of the
ugly. He
month.
ain't too fun to cute.
Shut up.
It is the 27th day, Mike. Are you on your menstrual?
What's up, Deena?
Oh, he on that man stroke. Oh,
Yeah,
I
God.
mean, I get on mine sometimes too.
Yeah,
Feeling.
it's okay. I'll let y'all have
Hey,
that.
Cooley, if you don't mind, can you accept my request on Instagram so I can share my screen on Instagram as well too? If you don't mind,
What request? Where'd you send it at?
on Instagram on the Cooley and Gang Show.
He didn't send it to Facebook. That's obvious. He said Instagram, but I mean,
See,
You know, he on his menstrual. He can't think straight right now.
you see how she do me? She'd be like, I understand. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with everything, but it's not gonna keep her from jabbing me. It's not gonna.
no, you my brother. Look, you my brother. What you want me to do? I mean,
okay.
I'm only gonna gas you, but for so long, I'm gonna give you a little bit of gas in the tank, and then that's it. That's all I'm gonna
Give you your
She
flowers.
got that nigga Minaj for the day. You messing with him. Leave her alone, man.
I don't know what you want me to accept. Yo. What am I? I'm on Instagram. What I'm looking
I
for?
guess he probably trying to split the screen. You know how you can
Right.
share it like somebody. It's probably in the thread, Cooley.
Yeah.
Like you know how you looking at the thread and it might say somebody's requesting to join.
I'm gonna do it
Oh,
again.
Instagram Live.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How the fuck am I gonna put you on IG Live if we on IG Live right now? You already on IG Live.
Because he wants to share it on his own page, is what he's trying to say.
Man, look, y'all.
It's
doing
about
too much.
DJ Dynasty right now, so he
Look,
wants.
y'all
he
doing too
wants
much
us.
right now. I don't understand. Look, I'm over here so confused. I'm like, what is happening?
Oh God, I'm sorry, Cooley.
That hook are killing me though.
It's cloudy over there with a chance of showers.
All right, let's jump into this thing. What's up, Lynn Wood? Does anybody have anything
Lynn
before I
Wood.
did anybody send me anything that they want me to play?
Just don't tell me you got some Kevin Samuels bull.
I don't think I do. I don't know.
Yeah, I was loving Kevin Samuels last week.
So what, man? Why you
Don't
coming
last
for me
long.
already? You was quick to jump up out that seat and lean forward.
Yeah,
Kevin
don't
Samuels
last
is our God. He's our Lord and Savior Christ right now.
I don't
he's the
take no
voice of the
advice from
man.
that man.
The
I
Okay,
world.
mean,
I do got a
he
couple
makes
points.
great points, man.
He do.
He do.
we just don't, I just don't like the delivery.
I mean, but at the end of the day, a lot of women don't like accountability, and that's all good. They want men to have some accountability, but when it comes to them, sometimes it gets shortchanged. That's
I
neither here
can't
nor
speak for
there.
them
That's not all of us.
Oh yeah, because I can't speak for them hoes because I check myself before somebody else will. So, what you smirking at over there, Matt?
I'm just sipping on this right now.
All right, I got one for y'all.
Uh-oh.
So Deena sent us.
You're beautiful, Mayberry.
Oh, thank you, Maggie.
So this was on the Shade Room. Let's see what you guys
Wow.
Really? Only your son, the man of the house.
So it says
I'm with
calling your son the man of the house does a lot more damage than y'all think. Now I wish it would have went a little bit deeper, but let's see some of the
Comments.
So some of the comments. So that one lady says, "Stop putting that responsibility on that baby. Puts too much expectations on them." Somebody says, "Exactly what is the point of saying that, anyways?" So that see, I'm trying to read. I can read, but I'm just trying to decipher colored.
It's dyslexic.
So that it says so that air can assume his manly roles. Oh, okay, so that he can assume his manly roles at a young age. So what is IMO? What does that mean?
Oh Lord. Here we go.
Okay, let's go to somebody else's comment.
These acronyms.
Mostly everybody says the same thing. It's too much pressure on the child.
It is. But the problem is when Pop leave the house, borderline some mothers are turning their sons into their husbands and putting the onus on them that they are supposed to be the provider of the home. And that's what you're inadvertently saying to your son.
Right.
And then also not even preparing yourself as a mother for the next chapter, because what you're doing is if there is a man that does want to come in your space or does want to be involved at a certain capacity, your son is feeling like he's superior in the home and he's not the child, that he's almost the husband or the
Right.
father in a role that's outside of the mother, when the mother is supposed to be the leader of that home at that moment. But putting that onus on a little boy, and this is why you have some young men out here thinking that they got to quickly go out here and make money. And then what do? They lean on the block because they want to feel like that they're providing for that home. And that's not that responsibility of that child. That child deserves the right to be a child,
Right.
and not robbed of that because we're projecting by saying certain things and putting things together that their minds can't process and articulate. That we're saying, hey, you are the young man of the house, not you are the man of the house.
Right.
I'm expecting you to take on these type of responsibilities and not leaving it open for them to create their own narrative.
And then, if any young man see, and if any young boy see his mother struggling anyways, he's going to have that feeling like he wants to do something. And then if you give him that responsibility, now he feel like he has to do something. He
has to do something.
Right.
Amen. That's exactly
it. I feel more importantly, if you want to, I think when women do that or say that, I think they trying to fill a void. If you ask me, they probably are so scorned because they have always chosen the wrong man. So therefore, they are shaping their son to be the man that they, I guess, will want to be, will want them to be with. So that's why they say that. That's my king. That's my man of the house. So I think it's more on the woman than the child on that sense. And Ms. Mayberry, you was right about about giving a boy a grown man responsibility. And when that woman finally finds that man, and if that man comes into that house, it's going to be conflict because it's going to be
a battle. It's going to be it's like going to be a pissing match.
Right. So therefore, it's going to be that boy trying to fight a grown man for territory, because we already know men and boys or whatever, we are territorial. So therefore, when another man, comes into that, come into that area, we feel like we gotta compete. We feel like, we gotta prove that we are better.
Your position is being threatened,
right?
Just like a dog would. A dog would sit there and go and pee on whatever to make sure that they're claiming their territory.
So then it causes a conflict to where as though the woman have to choose between the son and the guy. So therefore, a grown man is not going to sit there and take that. So it does become a whole conflict. That's why no matter if you're a single parent or the father not in the house or whatever, you always have to raise your child to be a grown man in that situation where he gets older to have his family. So therefore the mother is already grown. Her job is to raise him, is to raise that boy to be a grown man for his family. So therefore like you said, it becomes a conflict of interest, technically, if you ask me.
And then what happened to the boy's confidence? What happened to his feelings when the mother do get a man in the house and she have to tell him he's the man of the house now? Right. So what's that going to do to the son at that time? That's going to crush him.
Right.
And
so NJ Rich says, I'm sorry, Mayberry.
No, go ahead.
NJ Rich says, before you can be a man, there are steps in the maturation process. Deena says, there can be balance. A mother can instill a sense of responsibility and awareness in her son with the stressful parts of life that he's obviously not ready for.
And I know, like what you were saying, I don't necessarily think that it's a scorned thing, because I think some women are just misguided. You don't really. Let me take a step back, because let's be realistic. When we become parents, but we don't get manuals, we don't have user guides, we winging that shit, and because we're winging it, there's some stuff that you have to learn in trial and error. There's some that probably learned that maybe having my son sleep with me for a longer period of time was not maybe a good idea because it was hard to transition him. Okay, teaching your child how to do certain things at a certain age, you learn your second one, maybe we're not going to do that. Maybe it's not this. A lot of that stuff is trial and error too. So I don't want to say that it's based off of a woman being scorned or, exposure from that capacity, because it literally, a lot of it is trial and error. You're going to learn it as you go, at the same time, because I know that there's things that I did back in, when my 20s being a mom versus if I was to become a parent now, and there's certain things that I'm going to learn as I get older and then as I experience motherhood. But you see a lot of people trying to fill voids, like you said, by the man now not being in the home anymore. So they replace their son with him being that person in the home.
I mean,
But I just want us to look at it from also all different lenses, not just one, because you definitely can be in a relationship and not know that you're doing that or projecting it on your child unless you're knowledgeable.
so and you're definitely right. I know when I took custody of my daughter when she was in 8th grade, it became a shift for me. And it became a conflict with my wife and my daughter because my wife felt like I gave my daughter too much power with the house. And that became a lot of conflict. So you're definitely right, and me not being raised with, a traditional mother and father, me being a foster kid for a long period of time in life, I really didn't concept I really didn't, concept that how that will look. So me and my wife went to therapy. We figured out we're still trying to get it right, but I had to put my family in place for my wife to be the woman of the house because she is the woman of the house. So you're definitely right. It's hard about sometimes we do things not knowing that we are doing it. And so therefore I do agree with that because I experienced that and I'm still experiencing because I only had my daughter being I only had my daughter since the 8th grade, so she's in 12th grade now, so I didn't so therefore and she's not my wife's child, so I definitely understand
You figure it out. It's
you
like
figuring it out
figure it out as you go. Yeah.
right, and I'm definitely not having
Did you
any
watch
more
the blended
kids to
episode?
try to get it right.
Did you watch our blended families episode?
Yeah, that was good.
I saw some glimpse of it.
Oh, okay. That was a good one. Shout out to Nels. What's up, Nels? So
Hey Nels, what's up, buddy?
in relation
I miss
to
you.
this right here.
I ain't even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna do it.
That's my
In
guy,
relation-
man. Every time I used to
I know, but it was
that's
just
my
the way you said it. It was the way you
see, Nels. No, I'll tell you, man. Nels always had my back when I went out. If I was a DJ and I went to a party by myself and I wanted, to get drunk, he was right there with me just in case anything
Not get
pop up
drunk.
because I don't know what the hell I was going to do when I was drunk.
Maybe you saw his,
Thank you, Nels.
you saw his transformation at his birthday party.
No, remember I wasn't there.
Hey, Glam.
Oh no, I was.
Yes, you were. NJ Rich says boyhood is part of manhood. Skipping sections of the maturation process can lead to struggles in life. I agree.
I agree as well.
Because it's
It
very
definitely
hard.
causes conflict when you have a family.
Oh yeah, it's hard to it's hard to figure out how to be a man when you are a man and you done already got yourself in full life situation. Like it's hard to figure that out.
But I was just gonna iterate. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was just gonna
Go ahead,
say,
Colin. Linnea.
yes, Linnea. Okay, it's that. But I was just gonna say, as a single mom, currently with a 7-year-old son of my own, I don't treat him like the man of the house. I let him be a child, but I do instill in him with chores, responsibility. Like, when you get a little older, I'm gonna have you be responsible for the trash. Right now, you're little. I don't trust you going out by yourself. So in the daytime, help them take out the trash. But my thing, what I was wanting to say as a single mom, we have to kind of do a double duty. We gotta seek out positive men for our boys
So
because honestly, we don't have to be in a romantic situation, but my thing is, I always say this: I cannot teach him the rite of passage in Black manhood. I can't. I'm not the mother. I'm the
so
mother, but I'm not the father. So I need a
so
man to step in
so I
and
have a
help.
question, right?
Man.
Mm-hmm.
you said that you was a single mother, right? It's a whole lot of single mothers. So what equates a woman being a single mother? Because if the father is still there, but not in the in the household, do y'all still become a single mother?
Yeah, he's still a single mom.
You're
I'm
still
a
a
single
single
mom.
mom.
Yeah, his dad lives in Virginia. I'm up here in Maryland, so our situation wasn't ideal, but we make it work.
Doing it all by herself. She didn't say she was doing it all by
Same,
No,
herself.
same here.
I just asked a
Same,
question. I just
No,
asked a
yeah, but
question. I'm not trying to
that's
hurt
a
no
very good
wounds or nothing. I
question.
just asked a question, Glad.
No, that's a
We're
very
not
good
going to beef
question
today.
because there's ladies that I know that's married. They'll tell me I'm a single mom too. And I'll be like, okay,
I know women who that are married
right,
who have separated and still are married on paper. And
right.
technically they're considered a single mom because it's just like they're single dads. It doesn't
Right.
mean
That's what I
that
was
that's an
about to say.
absent.
So
It
what
doesn't. It
constitutes the
doesn't
single
equate an
portion
absent
of it?
parent, huh? Single because you're not no longer together,
So
Right.
when the child,
Okay,
so
so
I'm a
here's the
single
next
father
question.
also then. So I will be
huh?
considered
So
a single
that's
father
what I'm
also.
saying. I literally just said that. I said single mothers and single fathers.
You would not be considered a
So
single father.
okay, so here's the
I'm
next
not
question,
talking
right?
about us. I'm saying
Oh,
period.
No, if you have if like I said, I know people that are married, but they're married on paper but separated.
Right.
And because they're in two separate homes, you become
Right.
single. One, you're no longer together. So I think people are not paying attention to the word and its true definition. Single means one. It doesn't mean absent. Absent would mean it would be zero parents.
Okay, so here's the next question.
Single is
Okay, so
one.
Hold on.
okay,
I'm
okay, Miss Mayweather.
I'm not even past this single parent thing yet. Hold up.
We
So
know. We know.
I was just trying to
so
answer. I
what
ain't
if
trying to,
what if
cause no.
so what if
You're
so
fine.
I'm a single dad, you're a single mom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But can y'all understand like a little bit of my confusion because well we're both still in the child's life parenting, so neither one
Right.
so
But it's two different households.
so what do you
And
call
that's
a
not a
woman? So what do you call a
relationship.
parent that where there's only one parent involved? That like if they say, what if it's only one dad and the mom is either out in the
You mean
world?
absent? You mean the
That's a
absentee
single.
parent?
That's a single father with an absent parent. That's a
No,
single
no,
father
that
with an
shit is-
absent parent.
you're absent.
So therefore, my next question is,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so my next question is, so what if you're married and you have a child and then y'all have a blended family? Are you still considered a single mother?
Because the person who produced the child with, y'all
Right.
are not together. So you
But if
are
that
an
man is in the
individual.
but
No,
if another man
That's
is
a
in the
blended family.
house,
that's a blended family, but that's
okay,
not
it's a
doesn't
blended
yeah.
family, but do that still makes you a single mother? Because I know in my case, I have a stepson.
Yo,
I
shout
have
out
a
to
step.
Songbird.
I have a
Okay, just
step.
so y'all know, IMO means in my opinion.
Okay.
Songbird
No,
just made
just
us.
listen. I'm just saying, in my case, I have a stepson and a stepdaughter, and and me and my stepson have a great relationship. So, and I'm able to talk to him in ways that his parents are not able to talk. So that still makes my wife a single mother, even though I'm active in his life.
No.
Okay.
Y'all aren't married.
That's a blended, yeah, because now this is okay. To your point, if you get married to someone else, you're no longer, because you're not an individual. So someone else is taking on that role and responsibility in that home.
That's fair.
So I'm not,
That's fair.
once I get married to someone else, it's not, I'm a single parent,
Right.
because
That's
I have
fair.
now a
That's
significant
fair.
other. Because remember, you're going from being one to being two. So that's what makes it single. Single means it's just you. It's one person that's there in the relationship, in the home. That's what it is.
Right.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
So basically,
That's
now
fair.
you have a helpmate to help you with, children. Even if they're not yours, or y'all have one together, you work together.
You had a question.
Yeah.
She said it doesn't apply to parents. She said, Deena said, I thought a single parent to be the sole provider of the child with an absentee parent.
Exactly. That is exactly what I thought
doesn't
it was.
apply to parents that are married. But that's what we were saying.
No. Y'all. No. That what she said in the beginning. I thought a single parent to be a sole provider of the child with an absentee parent. In my mind, that's what a single parent always was.
No,
It
and
was
to
a
me,
parent
I'm a
that was
single
doing it
parent.
solely by themselves.
No,
as
because
one person.
I'm gonna say I'm a.
Listen, let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay,
As
let
one
me finish that.
person that is taking care of the child. At one, as in single. Now, if there are twos of us taking care of that child, so when you come to my house, I'm the single parent. When you're at your house, you the
got
single
Milford
parent.
as
No,
a
y'all
coach.
both are single
It's us.
parents.
So we're not single parents because we're still
No,
taking
you
care of
are.
that
No,
child.
you are single parents. Why does I don't? I guess for me, I don't understand for me
So
why.
single is being used as in relationship wise.
But y'all,
Yes,
but
Not with anybody else.
It's actually both.
when it's supposed to be
Okay,
used for the
so
child.
But it's y'all
Okay,
are making
so
it such a negative thing, and it's not a negative
No, it's
thing.
not negative.
It's
no,
a
it's
woman and a
negative because
no.
Negative.
it's not
But
negative
when
because
people are
women
turning
because
up,
women.
it is.
So
Well,
this
no,
the whole
it's not
thing. This
because-
is where the whole confusion came in that we're looking at if the parents are separated but not in a relationship on as opposed to
Yes, and that's all I've been saying. That's why I said nobody's listening. Everybody's being defensive.
I'm just saying where the confusion come in at, because when you think of single parent, you think of one parent providing for this child. Nobody else is helping them. But when y'all
That's
using
because
it,
it's been created to be negative.
right? But
From
when
that
y'all
perspective.
using it now, it's like single parent as to mean that it could be both of y'all taking care of the child, but y'all are not together and y'all are not in a relationship.
Because you're single. When you fill out a document, when you fill out a document for a job, like this is what my point. If you fill out a document for a job, if you are not together, you are considered single. It's one individual. You're not married, you're not widowed. They're not asking you anything else. They're saying single. So that's what I'm saying. It is single. You're an individual.
As far as kids,
wait
a minute, Lee, real quick. As far as kids, if you've ever dealt with the school directly, they'll say, "Are you a single parent household?" They will ask you that. Single parent household is what they ask.
But you know,
Okay.
you can be a
It
single
changes when you put household on it.
Therefore, you are considered a single parent.
That's
what
okay.
That's
So
what you're considered a single parent based off of that. That's what I'm saying.
okay. So
See, right now we just beefing on the semantics. Right now, it's just like it's just the wording of things.
because if you want to be real, this is an urban way of saying that I'm single. I don't have a man or woman, so therefore I'm a single parent. I don't hear, rich people or quote unquote people that's not of our color saying that I'm a single parent. I really don't. It gotta be some urban technology.
I hear that
all the time.
They say we co-parent. We co-parent. I'm a single parent, but I co-parent.
We co-parent. That's a definition to tell you that this parent isn't absent.
Better than single. I mean, that word sounds a lot better because if you say single, because from a man's point of view,
I think this is striking a nerve with some people.
From a man's point of view, if a woman said I'm a single parent, that means in my brain, that means like, okay, so you the only person that's taking care of this house. So I mean, taking care of this child, and I'm here taking care of this child, but I don't live with you.
That's the bigger issue, and I think that's what I'm saying. Why is it created? It's negative, and I think that's what you're talking about. That's in urban culture, is taking it and making it a negative thing because the perception is fathers are not around. So this is why that side of the house is a little bit offended by the word single.
I definitely
that is the perception that is put on our black men. So
Lord forbid anything happen to Shannon and I, and I walk in somewhere one day and she in the process of telling somebody she a single parent, and I know I bust my ass for these kids too. Yes, I would be offended.
What is single and absent?
No, but just understand what I'm saying because
it's been projected that's what that means in urban culture. But if you go and talk to someone else, they don't think that.
Single means one.
It's the word co-parent.
Alone.
So
just me. That is the definition of single. Alone.
I'm not even because I understand what Shannon is saying. If they don't ask you two parents when you signing your kids up, they don't say it's both parents providing for the kid. They ask, is it a single household?
This household with me and this child.
I've never got asked that question.
It is. That's
by myself. You're
That's
not
'cause he
helping
at your
me.
house.
Y'all are making it a
When
personal.
he's at your house, you a single.
Yeah,
parent.
when you put household on it, it makes it more clearer. Like when you say
Yeah,
single
you got to
parent
put household. Yeah.
Yes.
that's more clear.
All right,
But
let's
see,
get some comments. Let's get some comments.
Lord.
Let's get some comments out the room.
Lord.
NJ Rich says single in the household is where two people are not joined or yoked together. You can be
Right.
legally married and single in your relationship. We got Deena already. Vance says single parents do exist in other races. It's only ours that wear like a badge of honor.
That part.
Thank
y'all
you.
wear single
Right, that
mom like a
part.
badge of honor. Yeah, right. That part. That's exactly what we saying.
I
That's
mean,
because,
because
but that's what makes
No.
it a but that's what makes it a negative. That's what changes the
Right.
true definition of what it is. If you pay, if we're again focusing on the true definition, it wouldn't be that. It's because it's celebrated to be this way, and then it's demeanored with our culture by saying our black men are not fathers and not present. They only on child support. So that's what divided. That's why it's literally a whole conversation right now.
And then you hear
I mean,
ladies on here all the time. I do everything by myself. And you're like, calm down.
Yes.
Right?
and
And then,
trust me,
and
for
because they
13
say, but here's the thing, but Linnea, to your point, but because they say I'm a single mom, and then
Right.
they run all of that stuff at the back end, that's how people are defining it. I'm a
Right.
single mom. I do everything. He don't do nothing, and that's
Right.
how they're
Hold on,
defining
hold on.
it.
Let me get some more
And,
comments.
and he's in the background probably trying to see the kid.
Yeah, but that's how it's being defined, and that's why people take
All
away
right, we
that
got
definition.
we got comments from IG. Go ahead.
All right.
So Nell said I posted this last week. Does single parent mean your relationship status or who's raising the child? He also said, so you're just a parent. He said your relationship status has nothing to do with being a parent. Agreed. I agree.
But based on the definition that Mike just looked up, it said both. Everything that we are saying and everything that the males are saying.
It says a parent or guardian who brings up a child or children alone without a partner.
Go back.
That's the definition. We
On
in
the
the
outside
definition.
said a single parent household, single parent family. It said all of that under the definition. He went into
I went into the actual dictionary.com.
But it said it
and it says
all.
a
So
parent
all
or
of it-
guardian who
all of it
brings up a
applies.
child or children
All of it
alone
applies.
without a partner.
I need some wine.
I just know
They need
for
something.
14
Move on.
years, I just know for
It's
14
amigos.
years, I've been in my daughter's life, and all I heard was, I'm a single mother, I do it all myself, but
That's what I say.
my
That's
daughter taken care of by me. And that single mother shit is bullshit to me sometimes. You know, I just don't like the word single mom. Instead of a woman getting out of her feelings and say, out of her feelings and say, you know what, we all co-person, but you know, I'm single in this house until I find a man. That's something totally different. But for a woman to use the word single and to use the word single mother to try to downgrade a man is very common in our community.
I think
And
that's
it's
bitter
fucked up.
women. That's me personally.
That's because I'm gonna still say
that's
I'm a
bitter
single
women.
mom,
I use it,
and
in
I'm
that-
not gonna look at it in the negative light. The only
Right.
reason why, like,
single parent meant in my I'm in this household. I don't have a partner, so day and night when it's me and my child, I'm single. I'm raising it. I'm holding it down here. I'm holding it down. Doesn't mean that father's not in his life. It just means that when
So
I'm
okay,
single.
so
I'm doing it by myself.
so there.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Okay. So okay, it's one last point. So I used to get my hair cut in Bowie, and so I know Kevin Durant's father, and so if you look on TV, they always show Kevin Durant's mother saying she is a single mother and all that, and Kevin Durant's father said that's just for to keep that narrative. He said I was there training him, I was there at everything, So once again, you got the outside people, coming into our community to disrupt it, to continue to cause confusion as they be doing since slavery ended. Keeping us apart. Because it's a proven fact. If a man is not in the house, or if a man is not in a boy or a girl's life, their life, quote unquote, comes challenging. In my opinion, it becomes challenging. So therefore, that is the narrative. And the thing is, I hate that. For 13 years, I heard, my daughter mother saying, I do all this, I do all that. And that was a total lie. I mean, it fucked me up, and it still fucked me up because I don't like my daughter mother because of that shit. You know,
it's tumultuous. So basically, she was making it difficult and discrediting you from your participation.
Only thing I can say is, look at me now.
Oh,
Lord have mercy.
Y'all are funny.
Okay.
Yeah, so I saw this story. Shoot, I might need to get the screen up immediately for this.
Okay.
So I don't know if y'all saw this. See if we can get some audio.
He had this past Friday with one of the school's assistant athletic directors, had the team stumped and frankly furious.
I told him the same explanation I just told you. Just trying to get faster. It never hurts to gain speed. And he questioned, said, "Oh, aren't you already fast as is?" I go, "Yeah." And then he tells me that I gained that speed from running from the police. Or that's how I gained that speed.
You heard that and thought what?
That was racist. There was no reason for him to say that.
The school declined to identify the staff member who made those comments, but Tony did not waste any time. He went home, told his mother what happened, and they decided Tony would be taking his talents elsewhere.
That's right.
By transferring from Iona Prep to the public high school near his family's home.
We ended up going to the school. I decided to leave because of my current situation. As I'm already committed, I'm already going to school. I don't feel like I have to stay at a pro.
But an interaction he had this.
So yeah, this happened to this young man. Sorry, they still going off in the IG room.
What? Jesus. Okay, look what we started.
Okay, Nell said my daughter's mom is deceased. I was a single dad.
Right.
He said my ex took on that role even though we aren't together anymore. We co-parent our kids. And cheesy like Bree says, I think single parent just means the parent is single and is a parent. I don't think we need to overthink it.
There you go. Point blank. That's it.
Nell said, I think Nell was talking about this thing with the black kid. He said this shit is goofy. This shit was goofy. Definitely. So but my question is, does it change the comment if somebody black said it?
It's single, that was out of time.
Still ignorant as hell.
Yeah, it's still an ignorant ass comment.
I just want to make sure like
comment.
Somebody would still be offended because sometimes we let shit slide depending on who said and okay.
Now cousin Ray said that might be different. You ain't gonna be in my school and somebody in the school system, black, white, Asian, or whatever, talking to my child like that because you are insinuating something behind it with a negative connotation that obviously doesn't apply to my child.
Hey, why I gotta be running from the police? Why I couldn't be running from dogs or
at that part? That's the point.
From
You
my father
intended for it to be taken the way I received it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So why don't we? I mean, in my opinion, you got ignorant ass white people, you got ignorant ass black people. I mean, at this case, is an ignorant ass white person.
We don't know who said it.
They're protected.
Okay, so this at this point, it's an ignorant ass person. I mean, it's right that he transferred to a public school, and I'm on that Killer Mike thing. If you live in a county or a city and you paying those taxes, you take your child to that public school and demand that public school system to get their shit right. It don't make any sense. I live close to Bowie, and a lot of rich people, I'm not gonna say rich, a lot of wealthy black people live in Bowie. And if you notice, all of them send their kids to private school. And so therefore I was at a barbershop, and I just love pissing people off just because. And I say, well, and you live in Bowie, you make money, you pay all these taxes, and you send your kid to a public school. And he was, to a private school. I said, why not, if you pay all this money in PG County, which is PG County is one of the highest taxes paid in Maryland, and you don't demand this stuff? And the guy said, well, I make enough money, so therefore I ain't got to deal with it. So therefore, it become ignorance on our part because we always think that, we make a little money, so therefore, and we want to be like the other people. At the end of the day, we're not like them. So therefore, we have to demand what the hell we want. So
but why
take it to the public
I want to
school.
be like the other people instead of I have money, so now I can afford to do something different. or give my child something.
It's not okay.
Be a little bit better.
It's not
Because the different thing is usually
so-
sending, you get a little money, you send them to like that all white private school instead of
Because where I'm at and where my kid has been,
But at the end of the day,
it's not
at the
giving me
end
what
of
I'm
the day,
needing, no matter how hard I fight. So I'm supposed to keep them there, let them suffer.
But the person he said they didn't even
and
want
see, and that's the problem. And that's the problem. Everybody has to collective, you know, form that collective mind and come together and do that. That's what we don't do. If you read the book, The Miseducation of a Negro, it explains it all. You know, we make money and we go out into these communities and think that we equal, and you know, and think that we supposed to put our kids with them. But technically, you have to, you know, demand what you want, money or no money, and we don't do that. We think now we have money, we want to be just like them.
I don't feel it's that just like them that is that right there is not sitting right with me, because to me that doesn't mean that I want to be like somebody else. But if there's something that offers and gives my child the opportunity that this is not getting, and I can't fight alone. So how long am I supposed to sit here trying to fight if everybody else is not fighting with me?
You're right. You're right, and that's the problem.
Not that
we
I
don't
want
put
to do what they want to do, but I want my child to have the best chances.
You're right. You're right. You're definitely right. If once again we come together to fight racism, we come together to fight politics and all this stuff, but we never come together to fight education, and that is the focal point of us, of everyone being better. Is education. Period. And we don't do that. We don't do that. That's just my opinion.
So let me ask you, because this is your opinion and you know you have a strong point. What is it that you're doing to fight the school system or to help the local school system? Like, what part are you doing for Baltimore City? Or no, I'm sorry, you out there in Bowie, you out there. So what are you doing to help that school system? What part are you doing? Because you can speak on it, but if you're not doing nothing,
no, I mean,
because when you speak,
allow me to say what I do.
No, I am. Give me what I do. I am. Give me 1 second. The reason why I'm asking Lee, because Lee has a point, and when you make points like that, you can't throw them out there if you're not doing your part. So that's the only reason why I addressed him in that manner, because he has a strong point on it, and I'm just curious because we've come to the conclusion that Bowie PG has a terrible school system. He's out there. He think he got money.
What you doing? No money.
You ain't got no money. Now you don't got no money.
He lied.
Now you ain't got no money. I was just asking.
You're ducking the feds.
What part is he, playing? And he wants to answer.
PPP.
That's the only reason why I asked you directly. It wasn't trying to sit you.
Okay, so here's what I do, right? Okay, so I work in the workforce development field, human services. So I can't physically go and try to make demands as far as in the school system, but what I do is, and this is my passion, is I try to help people, become better trained. I try to help people find better jobs. I try to mentor people that's coming up under me. I've been doing that for a lot of years, and I've helped a lot of people. So, so when I speak on helping and speak on trying to get us better, I actually try to do my part. And unfortunately, I work back in Baltimore City. I work back in Baltimore City because of the pandemic. But I don't like it. But I'm there, and I try my best to to help people with services, because there's a lot of services in Maryland that a lot of us don't even know about that are free. So therefore I have the education to to mentor or to assist other adults or other adolescents with trying to get these services, to get them help so they can do things that's a little better, so they can live better. So therefore I try to do my part. I definitely do. I just don't talk it. I try to do my part. And then one thing I always say, I tell my kids, if you want things to be better, you gotta be better. Don't put no fuck shit in the universe. And that's what I, as I get older, that's what I try not to do. I try to be positive a lot of times. If I see someone, I talk to them. If I have some information, I share it. And that's the only thing. That's
don't
what
charge them for it.
That's what I do.
Motherfuckers charging you for information these days. You are tuned into the Cooley and the Gang Show live every 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our special guest, King Randall, will be on at 7:15 p.m. He is the founder of the X for Boys Preparatory School. Nell said he moved to be like them and smells like bullshit. Let's get some comments.
You gotta tell Nels I moved to be away from people like him.
Let's get some Nels. Go to Facebook.
Smell that shit.
Yeah, right here. NJ Rich says people in PG County don't invest in the school system. That's why the system sucks. Oh shoot! Sorry.
Correct.
That moved quick. One of the richest black countries in the nation, but fights Be-More City for the lowest system in the state. Van said, if I came into some money, I would still send my child to public school so they stay grounded. At the same time, I will put money into tutoring and extracurricular activities to expand their knowledge beyond what they teach in class. And NJ Rich comes back in. He says, the hope is to try and find the best public school for your kids. But it leads me back to my main question. What are we willing to give up?
And that's the thing. As far as giving up means that giving up, is your time. It's your frustration of dealing with people who really don't want to listen to you. It's the politicians. You gotta look at it, man. If you look at it, we vote for the same people every year. It's like a damn a revolving door. You got one senator, the senator becomes a governor, the governor goes to Congress. It's like we have the same.
And they didn't do shit in the previous positions they had before. It's a popularity contest.
It's the same people in the same mindset. And then once again, right? We give credit to these politicians who we give credit to politicians who only speak or say things when it's geared to their, geared to them running for that specific office. It's like Lincoln. We always give him credit for, quote unquote, freeing the slaves. That's bullshit. But if you go to Lincoln, when he was trying to be a senator in his state, I forgot the state, his thing was he want to keep slavery. This slavery works. Black people don't belong in black people don't belong with white people. But then he gets to be president, and now he free the slaves. So we give credit to people who don't need this credit. And that's a revolving door. If you look at Baltimore City, it's the same people over and over again. Brandon Scott, I see Brandon Scott at least once a month in these damn functions I go to, and he says the same thing over and over again. But he's been in Maryland politics for the last 15 years, and Brandon Scott's not even 40 yet. So can you just imagine who was grooming him, and just imagine what people that's behind him that's making him, that's making him do these things. Everybody got the answers, but the people who really have the answers are not in the position to do anything because it's the people that's in the revolving door is still there. If you look at it, and I'm not on my race horse or anything like that, but if you look at it, it's all a divine plan. You about to take us down the road. All right. Pause for the cause. I apologize, but it's a chain reaction.
No. Oh, you can hit sound effects, but I can't play mine.
I have buttons.
What you got, Shannon? What's your sound effect that he won't let you play?
She said pause.
She was just doing the Jamie Foxx.
Glam looking glossy over there. Your forehead.
Always,
shining,
baby.
girl.
Always. No, the shine follows.
Your lip gloss is popping.
All right, I got another story for y'all. On the lines of parenting. I don't know if y'all saw this.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Shooting in Lubbock, Texas. A father shot and killed while apparently arguing over child custody issues. The shooter, the ex-husband of a local judge, is now claiming self-defense. A warning, the images are disturbing. Here's ABC's Kaylee Hartung.
Call 911. Tonight, the shocking moment, a confrontation between two Texas men turns deadly. Caught on camera. Kyle Carruth pulling a rifle on Chad Reed as Chad attempts to pick up one of his children from the care of his ex-wife, Christina, seen in the white shirt.
I'm supposed to have him at 3:15. You're playing games.
You can hear the argument between Chad and Christina.
You keep trying to keep my son from me.
Then Kyle, Christina's alleged boyfriend, joins the argument, brandishing his firearm.
Please
Call 911.
Kyle fires a warning shot towards the ground. Chad reaches for the gun. Then Kyle steps back before firing 2 fatal shots. This stunning video shot and released by Chad's widow, Jennifer.
I have it on video, Kyle. You did it, not him.
I told all of y'all to leave.
Now, 3 weeks after the shooting, no charges have been filed. The Lubbock Police Department turning the investigation over to the state's Attorney General.
The Attorney General is going to be looking at justification of stand your ground, justification.
I hate stand your
was there the threat potentially that Chad could harm Kyle or get his hands on the weapon, and so as a result, Kyle shot him.
Lindsay, Kyle's attorney says he believes this video supports his claim of self-defense. At the same time, Chad's widow, Jennifer, is using this video in her attempt to gain custody of Chad's children.
Lindsay, newly released video is raising questions about a deadly shooting in Lubbock.
Wow.
Okay.
If that motherfucker would have stayed his ass in the house and let those parents deal with what they were dealing with.
He wasn't in the baby mother's face. He was yelling, but he had a distance between two of them. Somebody, no threat at all.
Did he kill him?
Yeah, he killed him.
Yeah, his widow's trying to get custody.
He got
nothing.
Yeah, but he backed up. The thing is the only person's face that they were in was each other's faces, 2 men. He fired his one shot, but then he turned around to back up to shoot at the man. It's not like the man was charging at him or was in his face. He literally backed up and swiveled to turn and shoot that man. That's crazy. I'm still...
Because he did a warning shot into the ground, and the father wasn't deterred from that, so...
I ain't gonna lie, and y'all can call me whatever. I don't mean to be like. First of all, if I come over there and Shannon's boyfriend come out the house and he let a warning shot go off,
you leaving?
He might give me the bag. I'll be like, okay, you got me on this one. Tell my little soldier I'll be back next week. We gonna straighten this out.
You know who I'm glad not on here right now? You know who I'm glad not on here right now? The professor, because he would have so much to say to you.
Yeah, I know. Look, fuck that. Look, you let off that one warning. First of all, that tells me you're crazy enough. First, the children right here.
Right. You don't even care. You got all these witnesses.
One off. Okay, maybe I need to really read.
Let me get the reinforcements.
I'd have gave him the reason to shoot me.
Oh yeah, he did. So you'd have been right there with
you'd have been the one shot. You'd have been
he pointed it down and shot into the ground. He never had a chance to bring that damn thing back up. He never would have had a chance if I was his brother.
Mike, put the sign up real quick.
Yes, please.
But like, look, that warning shot would have. I would have like, oh, so you crazy. So okay, I might gotta catch you when you sleeping and come up in the house or something.
I'm not talking about you go ahead to kill me, like.
I mean, but just really think about the mind of someone who's just, all right, you just gonna let one off right here, right now, okay? So
he's the boyfriend.
You're not scared.
That's how much of a bitch he was. That's what.
Yeah, exactly.
You came outside with a gun off top for no reason.
Don't grab the
big gun. You didn't see him. He was a little thing.
No reason. And then once you shot off, and I said, "Give me this." You got
my thing is, after he shot him, why was the motherfucker's wife so calm? I seen it, Cal. You did it, not him. I'm just calm.
Wait a minute. No, stop. I'm sorry, y'all. I need Matt to do it one more time in the same voice. Do it again, Matt.
You heard what she said? I got you on tape, Kyle. You did it, not him. And he did it, though. He did, though. But you that calm?
No, but it's the way you say Kyle for me. It's the way you say Kyle for me.
Maybe in that exact moment they didn't realize that
he was gone.
But even still, once you shot at him and he dropped,
first of all,
he shot him twice. He let off.
He went pop.
But
I'm gonna tell
you know what? But Matt got a good point. It was
we
real
ever go
like
somewhere and somebody
I seen you, Kyle, like a tattletale.
Your ass better get shot too.
Oh,
like where was the crying? There was no crying. Like, oh my god!
God, she didn't even sound scared when he shot him.
Maybe
she was like, oh,
They staged it.
You
I
know
don't
what? I never go back and forth when it's white on white crime. I let them handle their business.
Shut up.
Let them, motherfuckers do what they do. Let them do what they do. We got enough problems of our own.
Now we got enough of our own.
See, you could tell he was you could tell he was a bitch from the jump. The fact that he came out the door with it, and the whole time at first he had it pointed down. As soon as he walked out that door, I just took it out of his hand. I just took it out of his hand and fuck around, beat him with it.
But you're right.
We're gonna need to keep that green sign up the whole show.
Them to iron out as the parents,
right?
The issue. Now, if he would have gotten her face or put his hands on her, that's something different.
Right.
But he was yelling, but he kept a distance from her.
But see, and not only that, right? And we always talk about standing your ground and all that stuff, right? But you gotta understand, and which a lot of us don't understand. You know, these laws are not statewide, you know, or are not every state laws. These individual laws in these states. So, I mean, so therefore, they are fighting for their, you know, it's the laws in their state which is going to, you know, lead him to being, you know, convicted or charged for murder or be, you know, so, you know, I was just throwing it out there. I apologize, you know.
Since they're in Texas, that as it was told to me from someone who used to live in Texas, if someone steps onto your property, you have every right to lay off some rounds because you're protecting your property.
I think isn't a part of that law, and I think the warning shot is net. I think you have to let off.
You have to do a warning shot. Yeah.
After the warning shot, if they still there, I think it's free game.
Shit, they damn not make you get a gun as soon as you get there.
So well, guess what? Guess what? Serve that motherfucker right. He did. Oh well, he got the warning shot. No one like take your ass back.
Like a custody court order where it's like I come here to pick up my kid at 3. Right. So I'm here by our legal bonding agreement.
Right. That I'm supposed to.
So I'm not even trespassing when I'm supposed to be here at 3:15 to pick up my child, and you are
withholding my kid.
Yes.
Right.
Y'all see how gangster he got afterwards, though? I told you. I told all y'all, get the fuck. He was like gangster. I done told you.
Yeah, he's like, I told y'all to
leave. A dead man next to you. Ain't gonna.
He didn't care. He wasn't even shocked that he shot the person. The wife wasn't even shocked. He said, I got you, Kyle. You know, like Max said.
She was too calm.
That shit, man.
She didn't even scream. Nobody screamed like, "Oh my god!" It was like they all knew that it was going to happen.
Like they see that shit every day.
Right. They in Texas. They might.
Yeah.
Probably.
They might. But the gun, he must have had a silencer or something on it because that gun was quiet as shit.
I heard it.
I heard that.
He's definitely gonna walk.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's definitely gonna walk. He was scared.
Oh, yeah. Stand your ground, state. You pull out on me, I'm definitely gonna fight you. Because if you're gonna kill me, you're gonna have to kill me fighting. You ain't gonna just shoot me.
That stand your ground is like some old Wild West type.
That's what I'm saying. That was like back those days.
But it doesn't work for the others because black folks who used to stand the ground always seem to get locked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they locked that lady up in Florida. Her boyfriend was whipping her ass. She shot in the air.
And then warning shot.
Benjamin or some shit. Yeah.
So
and that's why we gotta fight the laws so it can be equal to us. That's why we have to do that. But if a person come on your property, I think every state need a Texas or Florida stand your ground law.
If they're not going to make it equal, if they're not going to make it equal, then no. If it's not going to apply to me, if I shoot somebody, then no.
Self-defense.
It can't be I'm going to jail because somebody broke in my house.
Right.
And then I'm going to prison because I shot and killed them when they were breaking in my house.
Do you know in Maryland that stand your ground law really don't exist? Like if the person come in your house, you really can't shoot them. It really can't.
Well, they have to,
They have to be posing a threat to you. You can't shoot them in the back or no shit like that.
Right. Then you have to you can shoot them, but other than that, you can't shoot them in their back. You can't.
Trust you, me.
Which makes sense
if
because if they're
Maryland had
walking away, they're no threat to you. Duh. That makes sense.
If Maryland had that same stand your grandlaw, I would invite some of these niggas to come to my house so I can shoot them dead. I swear to God, it's a couple niggas I want to kill.
Okay, but they're gonna have record
Nell
that
said it was
an
a 22. That's why it wasn't that loud.
Right. It was like you heard a pop pop.
Like toof, toof.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, Matt.
We don't need no boards over here.
I'm used to hearing bloom, bloom, bloom.
Oh God, I was like pop pop.
I think this is
Okay,
going to
Linnea
go
with the hand action. I see you over there.
I can't even hold it.
I won't walk.
I look at you shooting.
He's definitely walking.
Yeah, he's gonna walk because he gave a warning shot.
Mm-hmm.
It was down.
All right, so before he went and got the gun, he told him to leave.
Okay.
He didn't leave. That's when he went in the house and got the gun and came back.
Oh, so we only got the half of it. We always only get the half.
Well, serve him right. Serve him right. He did for a reason. God bless his soul.
Oh Lord.
No, that man deserves to die because he came to get his child like he was supposed to.
I do not think that.
But the baby mother wanted to be a bitch, so he deserved to die.
No.
That's what you're saying, right?
If
I'm gonna
if
tell
I
you,
tell you to leave,
trouble don't last always, sugar.
What?
Go
What in the
home and
song
come
you
back and
trying
let
to say?
Please shut up.
Trouble don't last always. Go home and
Can we stop? Can we
Go
stop
home.
pulling from a playlist?
go home. Go home.
but
Put the
look
gun
at
down,
how
son.
look at how his attorney put it. His attorney said a second video released by Carruth's attorney appears to show Reed grab Carruth's gun and swing him across the porch, at which Carruth turns and fires on Reed.
Where that video at?
Right. Why see all that? Who edited this video?
Right.
Did you edit the video,
So
Cooley?
telling me he shot him again after this time? He shot him again.
No, when he was trying to
edit that shit.
So
No, I think Cooley edited it.
the video. It's in the video,
I
but
did.
the attorney is
Dirty dog,
describing it a different way. It's in the video.
Right.
They were shoulder to shoulder, and it looked like he just after he fired that shot, he just spun off of him.
Right. That's what he did, and then
On Chad Reed. As Chad attempts to pick
Trim
up one of his
like
children from the care of his ex-wife Christina, seen in the white shirt.
They kept his distance. No threat.
You can hear the argument between Chad and Christina.
That was a flash right there.
Christina's alleged boyfriend joins the argument, brandishing his firearm.
There was a flash there. Another one.
Kyle
Where's
fires
my
one
son?
towards the ground. Chad reaches for the gun. Then Kyle steps back before firing 2 fatal shots.
That part
Okay,
right there.
okay.
Oh, okay. He did put his hand on the gun.
Okay, I can.
Plus, and now, okay, but y'all see that there were pauses in that. It was edited.
Yeah.
It was pauses in there and flashes where you could see they shortened the clip. Whoever did this story shortened the clip so that they could give you all the parts. What you laughing at, Matt?
Cause he look at him. Look how he's standing there.
He looks like he don't even care.
Look like he just
But you know
pretty
what?
and shit.
But
He
you know
just a
what?
pretty, like-
That baby. But you know what? That baby mother probably done did some pillow talking and said all types of bad things about that guy. I think.
Oh,
he was
that's
ready.
just
So now you
nasty.
on a dead
I
man's
think he
side.
was
Just
ready.
so you want to light his ass up and kill him too.
Cause he flip floppy.
I think he was ready. I think he was ready.
I think.
You know what? I think he was
Flip
ready.
floppy.
But
Hey, I was
situations
in the
like
same
that, like
situation. I had to beat my
situations like that, we see it all the time.
I
Like,
think he was ready.
see it all the time, right?
if we set up a
I
time,
think he was ready.
if we set up a
My
time
daughter-
to pick up, okay, if we set up a time to pick up the children, and
Right.
you tell me, and then I get there, and then all of a sudden you want to flip. Like we do see this all the
And
time.
this
Now
is-
it doesn't always go to this extreme,
Right.
but this should go to show you how sometimes that, and he, I'm sure he didn't had his shit with him too, and it ain't always her with her shit. Like that infighting and that trying to get one up on each other and all of that shit. At the end of the day, like this is the far extreme of how that shit could end.
Yeah. And so my whole thing is too, okay, so if y'all had this agreed time at 3:15, what the fuck is the hold up with you letting that man get his kid?
She want to be difficult. Some
She a
ladies
single
want-
mother. She a single mother.
I knew you was gonna do that petty shit.
She's a bitter bitch.
She is a single mother.
She's a
That's what single mothers do.
Single mother.
She is part of the Triple B Brigade. Bitter bitch brigade.
Van said he do look like he been waiting to shoot.
He been waiting to shoot his ass.
Look like he was waiting to shoot his ass.
Well, Kyle,
I've been ready. Let me tell you something. Hey, Mike, this dude has been training for this moment for months.
And it was like,
he been out in the backyard. He been in the backyard training, swiveling, knowing how to hold his gun. He been training for that shit. He been wanting to kill him for a minute.
Motherfucker holding it like, come on,
Mayberry, you're right. That's been building up. Like he been wanting to do that. Yeah, he did. He told him one time.
Leave, and now I go run and go get the gun.
They probably said it like this.
Trainer all your life.
He was talking real loud. Then he was like, "You need to leave." Then he was like, "You ain't going?" Then he went in the house.
And he probably went in the house with no problem. Probably made himself a sandwich and shit. It was like, oh no, not with the baby. I'm cursing.
No, he all right, girl. He all right.
Why can't he hit her?
Here you go.
Is he the man in the house? Linnea, is he the man in the house?
Here we
No,
go.
he's not. He don't pay no bills.
He in training. We got him in the training course. You gotta start at level 1.
No. He better put his hand in the pants.
Dude definitely been training. He been wanting to do that for a minute. His face looked like, and then how he was at the end, he was real calm. I told y'all to get out of here.
This was gonna happen.
So gracefully
that baby
created,
mother don't put all types of words in that man's head, man. He
gracefully created says, "Why do you need a rifle for a custody dispute?" Very true.
Right.
He also says this was literally over the top.
He probably whipped his ass.
Nels is just dying right now. Like Nels is like.
Now I can see if the dude he came out there and said, "Look, you need to go," and he turned around, smacked the shit out of him, punched him or something. It was like, mind your business.
Right.
And the dude go in the house and then get the gun.
He probably did prior to that incident. He probably did a day before.
Yeah.
Remember, we didn't see the whole video.
I'm gonna say the same thing, like, yo, this don't have nothing to do with you. This is about my kid. This is between me and her. Mind your business.
Exactly.
And truthfully, it is because he was just a boyfriend.
Exactly.
Now, if I'm not putting my hands on her, and he had the proper distance, like he wasn't in her face, like
they probably argued. They probably argued, and she said
that happened to me before.
No, listen, real quick. They probably had an argument. She probably had an argument with her boyfriend, and probably was like, "Oh, he bigger than you," and he had some built up pictures. He was training in the backyard, and he was like, "Wait till that big dick come back over here again." Hey, I'm getting him.
That happened to me before. That definitely happened to me before. And then I saw my daughter I saw my daughter boyfriend one time driving up the street. Me and my brother got in that car. We cut heads and I fucked him up. And I hear from him since.
But why?
Because when I went to get my daughter, he approached me like a man and talking about why I didn't want to pay some type of money to my daughter's mother. And I told her, because you claimed my daughter on, for this year taxes, and I owe taxes. So this month, I ain't giving you shit. I'm going to buy her clothes. So therefore, he felt like.
Okay, we not even going to have this. Our guest is here.
Okay, I apologize.
Yeah, I'll guess. I fucked him up. I don't want him to hear this story right here. We ain't bring him in the room yet, and he might leave. So let me hurry up and hit this button.
He don't even know what he signed up for.
Now, look, I want to do the things a little differently this time as far as our guests are concerned, because we need to spotlight the guests and put us on the little end. King Randall is here. King Randall is the founder of the ex-boys school, preparatory school. I know I jumbled it up a little bit, King. I apologize.
That's fine.
But I have been excited about this interview. The fact that, this brother has been on the networks, and the fact that he, gave us this time, to speak to him about the great and amazing things that he's doing. Like, I definitely want to just start off by saying thank you for that off the top. Definitely.
I'm glad to be here. I appreciate you.
No doubt. So I want to start from the very beginning. So are you born and raised you from Georgia originally?
Yes, sir. Born and raised in Albany, Georgia. Yes, sir.
Oh, so the hometown is where you made the first move. See that, and we
Absolutely.
were just talking about that. Starting at home.
Gotta start at home. We have so many people come through there that we have many different celebrities, Super Bowl MVPs, and all that stuff come out of Albany, Georgia. Ray Charles, but everybody always leaves and never, try to fix the community. I mean, Albany is always something bad happening. We're on all the lists for something bad. I mean, it's all the time, but you would never know we had so many celebrities come out of the city of Albany, but everybody always leaves and never comes back to do anything. But that's the way it is.
But not you.
No.
You answered the call to service, and the call to service is a call that, a lot of us hear it and we act like we don't, but you put it to, jump right in front of it and took it on. So where did that spirit come from in you?
Absolutely. Well, where I live in Albany, Georgia, we were at one point the fourth poorest city in the whole United States. Right now, we're number one for poverty in Georgia. We were also at one point the murder capital of the United States, and this small town is only 73,000 people. And for us to be leading in so many bad things, like even 48% of the people, almost half the people in Albany, Georgia, have high blood pressure. We're number 14 in the United States for hypertension. We don't have any grocery stores on our south side of the town, or our more impoverished side of the town have no grocery stores, but there's fast food everywhere. So our health is declining. Our school system is not adequately teaching our children how to read. So the kids are graduating illiterate. The school system will say, well, we have the number one graduation rate in the state. And I'm like, yeah, but the kids are graduating and can't even read a book or read and write. It's absolutely ridiculous. So we have a lot going on there. But, I just use that as fuel to go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing. Had many powers that be try to fight me in my city, but it's all good. We're still gonna make things happen regardless. So I mean, it just came from just seeing what wasn't being done in the city of Albany and decided to do it for myself.
So how hard was it to kind of get the school going? Because I know, like you said, with all the negatives going on, and then for I guess the public school systems to boast about, well, we had this. And then for you to come along with your idea, I know they couldn't have made it easy for you.
Yeah, it was a little tough. I'll say originally because we'll be opening the school in fall of 22, but we were actually supposed to be open right now. So we were actually originally buying a school from the local school system. It was an old building that they were about to demolish, but it wasn't in bad condition. They were just going to demolish it. They hadn't used it for maybe about 6 or 7 years. So I approached them about purchasing the building. They drug us through a 9-month process with trying to purchase that building from them. This was December of 2000 and I think it was 2020. It was December of 2020 when I reached out to them about buying the building. They drug us all the way through this year, trying to purchase that building. So finally we get a contract back to actually purchase the building. But in the fine print, it says that the only way we can purchase the building is if we allow them to teach the curriculum. And I'm just like, well, that defeats the purpose of us trying to open up our own school. And mind you, our whole school board is black, so that was a little annoying. I'm thinking they're going to be trying to get behind the program and, make it happen. And my main reason for trying to partner with them in the first place was because I didn't want it to seem like a competition type thing. I just wanted it to be, we all trying to make the kids be better. I was going to take some of their more kids that need more discipline and things like that. And we was going to have a little partnership. But when they tried to include that in the fine print and then, wouldn't get back with me and we were trying to figure it out, we just let it go. I went on the news and talked about it, and they did this whole smear campaign in the local paper trying to make it seem like I was scamming people and stuff, but people didn't buy it because they like, King been doing work since he was a teenager with these kids. You can't give that to us, So, but anyway, we purchased a 40,000 square foot facility, basketball gym, that whole nine. We have 3 other buildings that we purchased to go along with it for our resource centers and our boarding houses for the boys. And we also have 40 acres that we purchased for them back in March because we'll be growing our own food and teaching them how to live off the land. So that's all that we've done ever since, that's happened. I just continue to work. I mean, I don't care what people try and do to hurt us. I mean, we believe in God and I believe in big boy faith. So we're going to have faith and we're just going to keep making it happen anyway. So, I mean, it's hard sometimes for them to attack me because I'm only 22. So they be trying their hardest to find something. I'm like, ain't nothing to find. Like, I sold a lollipop in 7th grade. That's about it.
King, let me tell you one thing. Me at 22 and you at 22,
Y'all not the
I,
same.
I am so ashamed of myself right now. Like it's so
No.
like you really like I see young brothers like you coming up, and I'm like, damn, like I could have been doing so much more if I would have really just had the right frame of mind. You know what I'm saying? Mayberry, I heard that.
Wow,
But you
that's
know,
what's
and the fact that you know at 20, that's what I said. That call to service at 22, you know, as a young brother, and most of our great leaders got that call at that young
Mhm.
age, where you know
Yep.
that dedication and drive to just do it. And
Mhm.
and you what happened?
Where do you get funding to buy schools?
Hold on. How many? Say that again.
Where do you get the funding for these to buy these schools?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is my organization is completely people funded. We don't get no government grants. We don't get anything from any politicians. Nothing. It's completely people funded. People believe in our work so much. You know, we've been seen across the whole world. We have international support. So people literally see what we do, and I'm so consistent with it that people just give. I have a big donor class that I created myself, literally, just by doing the work. I remember our first year. Well, my second year doing our summer camp, I literally started funding this program on my own. I learned how to cut hair. I was fixing cars. I was painting houses. Me and my little brother would literally go around the city and fix people's cars and paint houses just to take the kids on field trips and stuff like that. I was getting no funding because I always wanted the program to be free, but nobody knew what we were doing. And the people in the city will always tell me, well, I'm too young to be trying to teach some boys how to be men, and I'm too young for this, and I need to learn something else or whatever. But that's always what everybody said. But I posted on Twitter one time back in 2020, and it went viral on there. And then from there, like we've garnered so much support from all over the world. And then also back in March when I went on Roland Martin's show, and he didn't know who I was. He didn't vet me before I came on the show, and I told him what I was doing. He was trying to chastise me, and then that went viral, and Rihanna reached out,
I saw that.
and yeah, I would say Rihanna reached out, John Cena, Stevie J. I mean, all these famous people reached out and stuff. But you know, for me, I just try to make sure we remain people funded. So we get funding. I mean, from so many people. Like these are regular people that fund us. Like we just raised money for renovations the other day. We raised $50,000 in 36 hours just from regular people. It was 440 people that helped us raise $50,000 like in 2 days. You know, so
and that's not what God has blessed. That's for sure.
yep. Absolutely. So we just continue remaining consistent. We keep making sure people see where their money's going. So when we start renovations on our school, people are going to see the boys working on their own school. So we'll have contractors. The boys will be there learning the different trades. As the school's being worked on, we're going to take everybody through a journey with us. Like everybody should be able to see this is everybody's project. This is everybody's school. Everybody put in on it. We have a big grand opening banquet for all of our donors, etc. And we're going to make sure everybody know that we appreciate them. And we thank them for all their support over the past 3 years. So it's just been beautiful. I mean, funding just comes from regular people, man.
That's what's up. Because we always talk about how we live in a world today where it's always about what's in it for me. Mm-hmm. Like if I put my money up with you, what's in it for me? And to just have people just donate to help you get to where you're going without expecting anything in return, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. What's crazy is most of the letters. Yeah, most of the letters we get, like in our mail, like for donations, like even our bigger donations, like that'll be 5 or 6 figures. They'll literally say in the description, like, please send a receipt for this donation, but we wish to remain anonymous. We don't want anything for this donation. You know, this is just unrestricted. Please do what you need with it. You know, that's literally every letter we get. Like nobody ever says, hey, you got to say this or you got to do that. And the last time I was asked to do that, I declined it. You know, and if you notice, right after the Roland Martin interview, I kind of started like shifting upward. Like my popularity and stuff was like going crazy. But then all of a sudden you notice me black out. Like you never saw me again. I was offered 2 deals by the mainstream to sell my vision, you know, and I said no. And then all of a sudden everything started disappearing. So that's how that worked out. But God still made a way anyway.
Well, guess what? We're not going to let it get
about the school.
And one thing about that, I think you're doing it the right way because it's a term called the prison pipeline. You know, from the schools to the prison, and you are creating a system that will pause that prison pipeline. So when you are declining those deals, it's like putting, I guess, a stop on what they're actually trying to do to young black boys. Matter of fact, you know. So I think that's great. My question to you is, I know you're not that far from Alabama, and you know how Alabama has their prison pipeline, and that's crazy. I read some stuff about their prison system, and they got young boys that's been in jail since they were 13 years old on petty charges, and because of their quote unquote system, they can't come out. So,
Right.
my question to you: have Kwame Brown tried to help you? Have you ever networked with Kwame Brown, because he does a lot in his community too, and I know he was doing some things in Georgia as well.
Yeah, Mr. Kwame, I was on his show probably about a month ago. He and I are pretty good friends. I can call him whenever I need to. He had some land in Brunswick, Georgia, and I have some in Albany, and we plan to do something join together because he has tractors and stuff like that out there. So yeah, he and I will be working together soon. We're actually supposed to do an event this Saturday, but I had a family issue going on, so I wasn't able to make it to his event. But yeah, he and I are pretty close. I just did his show a month ago, and he and I met. I think back in September, it was the early September, we met in person because he asked about me on one of his shows, and people were reaching out saying he was trying to get in contact with me. So we finally got in contact and we met. It was awesome. He's a great guy. So yeah,
Great.
we definitely got a partner.
Definitely. And go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Your school, is there a age group or a grade level for the young men that attend?
Yeah, so let us know about the set, like how everything's going to be structured.
Absolutely. So I'll be starting off doing 6th through 12th grade, and it'll be boarding, so the kids will be staying there. My main reason for that is because I believe 99% of the issues that they deal with, and that's just off of my experience, is their environment. And I have to kind of change their environments for them. Even when I take temporary custody of kids sometimes. So when I have these kids with me and they are like the most angelic kids, and then I send them back home and 2 days later they back into some BS. It's just their environments. These kids are not bad. It's just they're in bad environments. But I'm always doing 6th through 12th grade. We'll be teaching all the skill trades, of course. Every child there will know a basic skill trades. So like when I say basic, they'll know how to change a ceiling fan and change brakes and change oil or whatever. But for those kids who may want to dig into that trade, then we'll make sure, that they go, we have a pathway set up for them to be able to go to college for that. We have partnerships with local automotive repair shops, etc., who will be taking these kids, giving them internships, etc. I've had people come teach them how to weld. I've had people teach them firearms training. I mean, I've had people come and teach them a plethora of different things, but also we're going to be doing STEM too and teaching the basic subjects as well. And we want to make sure those kids who may not be into skilled trades, may need to go to college and want to be a doctor or whatever, we want to make sure we set them up for that as well. We have a partnership with our local college, Albany Technical College. They do dual enrollment. Dual enrollment is where you're able to go to college and high school at the same time. This is how I was able to get my degree before I graduated high school. So, and it was free. The state will pay for it. So all the kids that come to our school will be mandatory dual enrollment. They have to go to college while they're in high school because it's way easier taking those college classes than it is in high school. When I started taking those college classes and I realized how easy it was, it was mind blowing to me why everybody wasn't doing it. And it was free. So I got a free degree, out of high school. And I think that's important. So all the kids will be doing that. We want to make sure we set kids up for any and everything that they can possibly do. Robotics, we'll be doing sports, and I'll be introducing other sports at our school as well, because we only kind of push those main sports to our kids. But I'm like, man, it's people out here getting paid to play all types of sports. It's over 800 sports in the world, while we keep pushing 5 or 6 to our kids, especially these head impact sports that are kind of detrimental to their brains as a youth. So my main thing is like even ping pong. I mean, ping pong players on average make $140,000 a year. That's the average player. So imagine a good one. I'm like, so I was like, ping pong players make 6 figures.
Why Cooley looking for his paddle? Why he looking for his paddle?
Yeah, right. Yeah, but we just want to introduce like a whole bunch of different things to the kids. And right now, since we've been introducing so many different things, like they just built a computer, they built a gaming computer like maybe 2 months ago. And they just enjoy it. They don't know what they enjoy. Like even for Thanksgiving, I'm a country boy, so I grew up, harvesting chickens and turkeys and growing my own food and stuff. So we taught them that for over the past 3 weeks. We taught them how to grow their own food. This is for Thanksgiving. We taught them how to grow their own food. They went and picked out the turkeys that they were going to harvest. We harvested those turkeys. We taught them how to harvest them, taught them how to pluck them, taught them how to, gut them. things like that. They cooked them and they fed them to their families. And one of the lessons that we taught them, with the boys, because we had a big family dinner, and their moms got to eat, the turkeys that they got to harvest or whatever, and it felt good for them because they got to see like their family eat something that they prepared, and everything that they ate that day was from the garden. So, but one of the lessons they had to learn at the end was we purposely made all the boys fix all their family's food first. We let them invite their whole family, like their moms, sisters, brothers, not just their mom, because we knew we were going to run out of food. We only let them have just enough food. And so one of the lessons was sometimes you got to work, make sure your family eat, and you may not get a whole lot. So it was a beautiful lesson for them to learn because they only got to eat so much. Like, dang, I did all this work just for them to be able to eat. Yeah, that's how your dad feels sometimes. That's how it is. But sometimes you either got to make more food or work harder. So that was one of the lessons we learned. But it's a plethora of things that they'll be learning. Our curriculum, we're getting set up. We have multiple different superintendents that we'll be working with from across the country, multiple different teachers that'll be coming to assist us. So it's not just me. I know people are like, oh, how do you 22 years old know how to run a school? I don't. I have a whole team of people helping me figure it out. It's my vision, but it's people that are helping me along the way. I don't know everything. I have a big council of elders that help me with all the things that we're trying to do. So it's kind of basic idea of what we have going on.
So question.
What's up?
All right, I think everybody got questions. All right, let's go ahead. Mayberry didn't get a question in here. Go ahead, Mayberry.
Because NJ Rich, his question is and my question are the same, and I want to know, because before you get off of here, this is really amazing. But is there a way for people to donate? Are you taking donations today? And if so, can you provide it to the audience so that we can make sure that Cooley and the Gang and our family supports you, your family?
I appreciate it. Yeah, the website is right there on the screen. Looks like theextraboys.org. You can go there and you can go see all our pictures. I mean, everything we've ever done is on there. But also you can go there and see how to donate on the tab, theextraboys.org. And you'll see a tab that says donate. You can donate via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, or whatever. And we also have our mailing address there for those people who need their donations written off. We can send you a donation letter, and it'll show you, it'll be for your tax purposes, so you can write it off on your taxes. It's all tax deductible. But yeah, for people who want to donate, please go to theextraboys.org. Mailing address is there for you to send physical donations. So if you have something that you want to send us, like books or whatever like that, not even just money. People send care packages for deodorant and all types of stuff. I mean, we get all types of packages all the time. So even if you don't have any money, I take those types of donations as well. And also, if people want to come donate their services, like they want to come teach the boys how to do something, feel free. Just shoot us an email. And my assistant Alex, she'll get in contact with you, and we'll set up a workshop for the boys. I mean, whatever you want to come teach them, we'll make it happen for them, because I always want to, get them into learning whatever. So if you wanted to come donate your services, if you want to come donate some books or whatever, let us know, and we'll make it happen.
So I have a question. So if somebody wants to send the care package, is there a special, with everything going on, like, do you suggest a certain way of like wrapping it or like sending it off?
No, I mean, most people just send it in a normal box. And I mean, people package it however they do it, and as long as nothing ain't torn up or messed up, I mean, most people got to go common sense.
Don't be sending used deodorant. Don't be sending used deodorant with underarm hairs on there, y'all. Come on, let's have some class.
So therefore, my question is, I can't pronounce his first name, but his last name is Ferde, and I read his philosophy. I forgot his first name is kind of hard for me to say. I pray old Ferde, but he teaches that his philosophy is, and you're doing it. If you have troubled kids or kids that are in an urban environment, you take them out and then you train them, and then you take them away from the oppressor. And the oppressor is the urban community where they're struggling at. And then you put them into your environment and you train them. And then once you have them, following what you are providing, you then, put the kids back in their environment, and then, they meet the oppressor, meaning that they go back to the oppressor, and then they learn from what, they learn from the troubles that they went through by conversation and things like that. So my question to you is that you are providing a structured school system for kids. So are you planning on going back in the community and try to reach their parents as well?
Right. So one of my biggest things, one of my biggest troubles that I had was trying to figure out how could I get teaching for their moms, in particular, while I'm teaching the boys, because sometimes I be taught the boys so much stuff, but then they go home and unlearn all the things that we've taught them because of what mom doesn't know or what dad doesn't know or what whoever's raising them doesn't know. So I actually am partnering with a single mothers ministry here in Atlanta. Well, I'm in Atlanta right now. But they have a program where they teach moms business, teach them how to write books, teach them parenting skills, etc. So it's not just me by myself, trying to work with their kids, but they're actually, teaching their parents as well. And these courses, they give them grocery lessons and everything to help them with groceries and stuff, but they have to do these courses. But also one of the requirements for our school to remain free for you is for you to have to take certain classes to be able to, for your kids to come to the school. You have to take these classes. It'll be free. You don't have to pay any money, etc. All you gotta do is take these classes for your kids to attend. That'd be business classes, how to, start your own network, whatever. You got to take some type of business class. You got to be, helping yourself in some way. And that's what I believe in. So definitely, teaching their parents is a whole nother thing as well, because the habits that we have, the kids, developing, even with just having them waking up at a certain time of the day, brushing their teeth, taking a bath, etc. I mean, it's so many habits that I learned while I was in the Marine Corps that I still have to this day because we had to do it every day at a certain time for 3 months straight. Man, you talk about doing this for years at a time, and even taking their phones away. I believe that's a big issue as well. I have people up and down about that, and I'm just like, no, these kids' phones are going to go bye-bye when they come to my school, and I mean completely bye-bye. I don't want to see them at all. They'll probably have them once a week to talk to their mom or whatever like that, maybe for an hour. They can earn phone privileges, but for the most part, they won't have their phones. It's so bad. I mean, these kids are exposed to so much on these phones, and people are just like, well, you just should have better parents and things like that. I'm like, that's just not it. You got kids with the best parents, but they're still being exposed to so much on social media because I don't think a kid even need a smartphone until they turn 16, 17. I mean, all you need to do is call mama and say, hey, and bye. That's what I think.
You know what? It's like the thing that got me with the phones, as far as especially now, because we just moved to North Carolina like 4 years ago from Baltimore. But now with the schools, like my son, like everything is like all the communication with the teacher is through an app on the phone. You check your grades through the phone, like, and I'm thinking to myself, like what the like.
It's so annoying. Like I do book club every Thursday with the boys, and this Thursday we'll be doing our Christmas party because it'll be the last book club of the year, and I'll be spending time with my family. But I do book club every Thursday. We read books every Thursday, and I remember when I first started that book club after the pandemic, and they were just like, man, they were like, we ain't picking up no pencil in so long. They were like, we don't even write no more. Everything is typing and stuff. But you should see how horribly they write. Like I got kids 16, 17 literally write like they in kindergarten, like they can barely write. I'm just like, y'all can't write or read, like this is ridiculous. Like, but these schools are just, it's annoying, but we're gonna get back to of course we'll have like updated, like tablets and whatever, like for certain things, but for the most part, you're still gonna be writing, you're gonna learn how to write in cursive, all this stuff, you're gonna be learning a different language, all this stuff gonna be mandatory. Like every child there is gonna learn a second language, period. And you're gonna have a track you gotta go down from 6th through 12th grade to learn a new language. All this stuff is important. It sets them up for success. But these little small things that I'm talking about doing at our school could be done anywhere. But of course, it's set up like this. And I also feel like, boys and girls need to be taught separately. And I say that all the time. And so many studies that show that boys and girls learn better separately. Like separate schools always do better. And I always say, these boys have a hard time concentrating in class, etc. Especially talking about these little 11, 12-year-old kids, who hormones raging, who going through puberty, who all they do is see booty and titties on social media all day. And they get to school and see it, and all they want to do is, talk about sex. Like I go through their DMs and everything. All they do is talk about sex all day, sending pictures, everything. I encourage every parent watching this, go look through your child's phone, look through their DM. I promise you, they send news. This is what they do. I'm telling you, like, I promise you, this is what's happening. And they have so many apps to hide other apps, and like, there's no way to adequately monitor your child's phone unless you take it. Period. And I have to be blunt with. I'm telling you, your little nice little daughter you think is so sweet, and your son who you think you raising up to be the best gentleman is sending pictures. They is talking about nasty stuff, etc. I promise you that's what they're doing. But this is why I believe separate schooling is important. I mean, these kids, like the other day, my little brother came home. He's in high school now. He talking about the girl got caught on video, giving head in the stairwell and stuff. And these kids smoking weed in the bathrooms and stuff. I mean, this stuff is annoying, but nobody talks about this stuff on the news. I don't tell them what else is going on at school, and I knew what was going on at school. I'm 3-4 years removed from high school, so I knew what was going on, but nobody wants to talk about that. They only wait till something happened on the news and be like, oh, the school did this. I'm like, no, this stuff happening every day. Like, it's sad, but we got to create a new environment for them. And that's what I feel like has to happen. We have to create a new environment, better habits, better supervision as well. Because, I mean, these teachers can barely watch these kids, man. They need the teachers, they need like 2 paraprofessionals or 3, because you got one teacher with 36 kids in the classroom, man, and they teaching them like 45 minutes at a time. I mean, it's all done purposely wrong. Like, anybody can go to a school and see what's wrong with it. Like, it's terrible. And I used to think that schools like you saw on TV that was like a jungle was like just on TV. Like, no, it's schools right here in Atlanta that's literally operating like a complete jungle every day. Like, and it's absolutely ridiculous. But this is where we at, and this is where we got to create our own solutions.
I think the best word you said all night was structure. I know when I was raised in foster care, we couldn't do certain things, and being a young adolescent, we thought we was being abused. But as I got older, I some of the things that I had to do, that I didn't want to do, I started doing it, as I became a man. And I think in today's world, like you said, we had technology and stuff. There's so many influences on our kids. We don't have, I was telling my coworkers, parents are not allowed to be impressionable on our kids anymore because of the social media and all the other stuff. And that breaks the structure. So, so you're providing a structure that that the boys are definitely, the young men are definitely going to need as they get older, and be able to provide and do things for their families. And when they have kids, they're going to inadvertently do the things that you're teaching them to their kids. So I think that's great. The best word you said was structure, because nowadays kids don't have structure anymore. So you're definitely correct.
Definitely.
Yeah, most
I
boys
know
are
we. I
gonna
want
try
to get
to.
a. I know we're gonna have we got some questions in the room. I know Shannon got a question, and I know I don't want Alex to hurt me because we took all your time up. I'm trying to stay on the good path so I can get another interview. And
Nah, you fine, Alex. You mean to everybody? Well, she ain't. I'm good.
no, she was good to me. I don't want no trouble. Like, I emailed her, like she been on it, like any question, like she was on it. So I definitely shout out to Alex, because
Oh yeah, Alex is great, but she be being mean sometimes.
You got a question?
Yeah, I had a question, and I'm actually was going to also bring in NJ's rich question. So pretty much, my question was kind of going back to the school in itself. As far as you did hit on how that it's free, but how does somebody go about enrolling? Like, what's the enrollment process or the selection process for your young men that attend your school? And is it only for kids in that community?
That's what I was
somebody
wondering
from
too.
out of state go through the process to be enrolled? And then, so that NJ Rich question doesn't get overlooked on the back end, he was asking, how do you guys deal with the boys with disability such as autism or ADHD?
Okay, awesome. All right, so for starters, that first question, what did you just ask me before disability question?
Enrollment.
Well, the enrollment.
Okay, enrollment. Yeah.
I want to send my boy,
Okay.
to you. How would he
Okay,
go about getting enrolled, or could kids from out of state also be eligible for your school as well?
Okay, perfect. All right, so the school will be a ratio that probably 80 to 20, not 80, probably like 75 to 25%. So 75% of the boys will be from the Albany, Georgia area, but I'll take 25% of the children from out of state. I've had children that I've already boarded from Virginia, Texas, Ohio, etc. So I've had kids come from out of state literally just to come to the summer program. So that's how impactful the program is. So we'll definitely be taking kids from out of state. We'll probably open enrollment in April. Enrollment is not open yet. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to structure that, as well as the selection process for it, because I don't like to turn any child down. But I know eventually it's going to have to be to a structured point, how I'm accepting children. Also, with how we deal with children with disabilities and ADHD. I really, honestly, when I've dealt with those children, I literally treat them exactly the same as I do with all the other boys. So, and I also run into a lot of children who've been misdiagnosed with these diseases too, because these schools get paid more for children with ADHD and autism or what have you. They get paid more for these students, and it's easier for them a teacher to say, well, he got ADHD or he got a learning disability because he may not want to sit down or may not learn the way she may be teaching or whatever. So he got to have a learning disability, or he just don't learn that way. But then also they make a mistake of telling these kids, oh, you got ADHD, you got autism. So I got kids be like, oh, I got ADHD, I can't do this. I'm like, no, you're going to sit your behind down and you're going to do it. And that's what you're going to do. You know, and they just like a normal kid, you know. So I have kids with mild autism. And I have to look at their parents' reviews and give them to you. Their parents will tell you how much these kids have developed just being under my care. And not being around the school system, even kids with ADHD. I think honestly, once we open our school up, what I want to do is after a year of having students with these certain learning disabilities or whatever, I actually want to get them reevaluated after a year to see if these children actually have these disabilities or they just not good in the school system. And that's something that we have to understand, because there's like no actual test or blood sample that they can take to tell you whether you got ADHD or not. It's just an opinion, you know. So every kid that I've had, you know, who had ADHD or whatever like that, they're just fine. I have no issues out of them. They do everything just like all the other boys do. They participate in all the activities, but that's simply because I create the environment where it's easy for boys to learn, because boys and girls learn differently. And so when you try to force a little boy to sit down and, you know, do whatever like a girl all day, you know, he's not going to operate, you know, the same way. I mean, so I have to create an environment for boys where they're able to learn easier. And as far as the children who actually do have disabilities, of course, we have ways and people set up, you know, to actually help them, because I may not be able to. Got to actually have certified people to help those students with their certain disabilities. But definitely we'll make sure to take those kids and we're going to try to incorporate them around all the normal kids as much as possible, because I never understood why you seclude them. I'm like, they need to be included. You know, that makes no sense to separate them. I don't get it. But yeah, we'll definitely have a specialist around to help us with those kids. Also, we'll actually have all the kids will be doing mandatory therapy and counseling, all of them. Every child will go through some type of therapy, some type of counseling to make sure that they're okay by the week, bi-weekly or whatever. They need to have some type of counseling, some type of therapy, so they can talk about their issues and just face whatever they may be going through. I've had kids deal with child molestation, being abused, being starved, etc. So these kids be needing therapy, and I mean, I can talk to them. I'm like, but y'all need like some real help, you know. So, but this is what I deal with. So
you
definitely a learned behavior.
So dope. You are so dope. Like,
I appreciate it.
Everything about what you have already done and what you are going to do at such a young age.
I don't believe you 22.
For young
22.
Kudos.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Nobody on this panel at 22.
No.
Close.
Right.
I was having babies.
So, you know what? This is a direct reflection of, you know, like this young black man. Yeah, this young black man. It's like, you a unicorn. Like, they don't exist. Like,
Generation Z.
No, but it just goes to show you that these type, you know, that these type of people exist, and that he's literally taking on the responsibility that a lot of people wouldn't. I mean, this isn't a walk in the park. This is very. This takes a lot of time. Not only time, dedication. This takes love. This takes commitment.
Love.
Yeah, it takes love and commitment, because sometimes that's what kids lack a lot of. And even in situations where they're growing up in these bad neighborhoods, kids want to feel love. They want to feel like somebody gives a damn about what their next chapter is going to be. Hold them accountable. You know, not let them get away with stuff just because. Leaning on a disability as a crutch. All of those things, you're challenging them for the better, which we are missing in our community. So I tip my hat and commend you, because this is
definitely
blown away. I'm blown away.
Definitely. I tell people all the time.
Years old that you're doing something like this. It is amazing. So
I appreciate it. I tell people all the time. I tell people, you know, I'm just a regular kid, you know, who had father figures growing up. So I had my former stepdad, my current stepdad, the guy that stayed behind us, the older guy. He was a deacon at the church. Had a truck driver across the street. Had a crackhead down the street. We lived 3 doors down. All these people literally molded me into who I am today. My stepdad, we grew all of our food in the backyard. We had an acre of land, but we grew all of our food. We had dogs, we had chickens, we had got all our eggs from outside. We grew everything down to our seasoning. We grew our seasoning for our food, anything we wanted to eat. We went outside and picked. We had all type of fruit trees in the backyard. We learned how to fish. We learned how to hunt. Older guy behind me, he disciplined us, taught us how to cut grass. The crackhead down the street, if you go on my street right now, he passed away probably about 2 years ago. But if you go down my street right now on South Street in Albany, Georgia, all the mailboxes are brick mailboxes. The crackhead will build you a brick mailbox for $50. He was a brick mason, but he taught all of us how to build bricks, lay bricks and stuff. So we closed in people's garages and everything. But I learned so many life lessons from my granddad, etc. Like, I just had men in my life. So, it's an anomaly, of course, because all that little village is missing, but I tell people all the time, it shouldn't be a surprise if you have men in your life. I know people try to minimize what a man means, to a boy nowadays, but we're going to challenge that. And we're going to show, that boys need their fathers. I was just in a community meeting a while back, and, I was saying boys need fathers, and I had said nothing about mothers, and they were like, "Oh, you're discounting the work of single moms." I'm like, why do we keep parading single motherhood around like it's supposed to be a goal or something? That's not the goal.
About
like, you should want to have balance, in your life, but they keep, parading single motherhood around like it's a award or something now. I'm like, no, I'm like, we need full structure. I said I would never tell a woman that, that I could raise a girl just as good as she could. I can't, because I'm not a woman. She needs both of us. So we have to challenge all these things that they keep putting out in the media right now, trying to divide our communities and stuff like that. So that's what I do. I'm just a regular kid, man. I'm a regular kid, that had father figures growing up. So you talk about people like Fred Hampton and Martin Luther King and all these people who started their workout so young. Fred Hampton was killed at 21, and he had done so much work already. So it shouldn't be an anomaly. We just we need fathers with their sons, and we need to start showcasing more fathers who are in their sons' lives, because there's so many of them, but you have so many people screaming that black fathers are deadbeats and black men this, and you got black women calling black men bullet bags on Twitter and stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous, but this is where we are, and we're gonna attack that. We're gonna keep teaching our boys and making something happen.
Let's go. Stand up, all black men. Y'all doing it.
Listen. You are tuned into the Cooley and the Gang show without, I don't even know, special was like, I don't even know. King Randall.
The King is here.
Exactly.
Founder of the X for Boys Life Preparatory School. Yes. I got it right that time, King. I'm
about to do some straight backs.
You got it right that time.
Yes, I was on it. Man.
Oh wow.
I like when I'm scrolling through social, and I found you through the whole Roland Martin interview.
Okay, understood.
I saw that. I saw the interview, and I'm like, this brother's doing something. Like, we're not even gonna get it. He was.
That's crazy. That was my first time ever getting out of my element. Like, I never get angry or anything. Like, I almost got angry for a second with him. And I calmed myself back down, but the moment that I did get angry was the moment that went viral. It was so funny. I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
You held your ground. Now you might it didn't. You held your ground. Like
that's what he do. That's what Roland Martin do.
Yeah, that's what it was all about.
Understand that.
But if you want to donate, it's thexforboys.org. Yes. We posted it in the rooms. I'm going to continue to share it. I hope now that we kind of a little closer to Georgia, my wife has family in Atlanta. The next time I'm out that way, man, I would love to kind of come check things out. If
shoot Alex an email.
We're going to bring some things. We're not going to come empty-handed.
That's fine.
We're not coming empty-handed, but I definitely would love to check it out. And I've been trying to find something to do myself, like kind of just to get involved with, and. Man, this is awesome, and I definitely
shoot Alex an email. Make sure you tell her that I told you could come, because people be messaging all the time talking out the side of their mouth. You should see the emails we get sometimes though. But she has to be mean to people, so make sure you tell her that you talk to me, and then she'll arrange it. But man, the stuff people be saying in our emails be so funny.
Look, I feel like somebody now. Y'all heard that? Everybody heard that.
If Alex doesn't believe it, just play that clip.
I'm gonna play that.
NJ Rich says support sent from his family to yours. So we already have some of our family, our Cool in the Gang family are right there sending support already.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Is there anything that you did not get to touch on that you want to just let the people know?
No, I mean, I always say the same thing every time I get off of every show. We have a local hometown hero rapper. His name is Cantrell. He always says, it is one song called Way Back. He says, obstacles are optical illusions. They're not really there. Jump high anyway. Jump high just in case.
Wow.
Don't be trying to steal that when you see it closing.
Exactly.
He gonna try to steal that one.
He's trying to remember it.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link to the actual song. It's a really dope song.
Send me because we'll play it.
I'm about to put it. I'm putting it in the little chat thing now.
Thank you, sir. King Randall, founder of the Extra Boys White Preparatory School.
Love it.
Support this. The open enrollment starts in April.
Yep.
And I mean, this brother's doing an amazing thing. Go follow him at New Emerging King. I got that right too, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
I wasn't even reading no paper. And look, if you follow us, you're going to get to him because I share everything. Like I don't get on social media a lot, but I get alerts from certain people when they post things, and I just reshare them. So, thank you, man. I definitely appreciate this. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your dedication. Everything. I can't say enough good things about you, and you got a whole crew right here behind you. And anytime you want to come and scream at somebody, and you need a platform, we are here for you anytime.
Can you email me everybody's social media handle so I can follow y'all? Because please email
DJ Dynasty. I see that you follow some of my favorite people. David Hurst.
Come on now. Can you stop trying to pencil yourself in on the mark? Like you put yourself on the program.
I will send you all that in the email. I will
awesome.
Email Alex to thank her again and let her know that when we coming down that you said it's okay.
Got it. Awesome. All right. I just found Ms. Mayberry. He said DJ Dynasty.
I'm coming now.
Oh no, Jesus!
Oh my.
Lord have.
Okay, I found DJ Dynasty. Who's next?
Thank you.
Not NJ Rich made the obstacles. He already won it.
NJ Rich
he's looking at the time.
Can we be professional? And I don't want to say the other word, so this. Excuse me for saying that.
We are very professional. I think we did very well today. Like,
yes, we did.
Didn't we?
Not all of us. Not all of us.
Y'all.
Yeah.
Not all of us did a good job today.
We did for the interview. We might have been a little crazy in the beginning, but we did this. We just gonna edit all the other stuff out and just leave King.
Please do.
So that means you're gonna edit me out.
You still here?
My goodness.
No, but this was great. Like,
this was a great dialogue. Very good.
Yeah, and educational. Like,
Yes.
22. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that's what I don't believe it though. I don't believe it.
Man, there was so many G strings in my face at 20. I'm sorry.
Hey, look, man. Look, I got a little wisdom, but I'm still 22.
Don't make me feel too bad. I'm gonna make up for it.
We didn't have no wisdom at 22.
Understood. You gotta have balance. Balance.
It wasn't no balance.
Only thing I don't smoke or drink, but women still look good.
That's a good thing.
They look even better when you're sober. I'm just gonna.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you very much, King. We appreciate you, man. King Randall, y'all.
Thank you.
All right. Peace.
Thank you.
That was
enlightening.
Yeah, man. That's
22 years old.
Put some substance in this.
Amazing.
Yo,
Let me go with my kids.
Yo, Cooley, fix this. Fix this.
Okay, look at Nicki Minaj. She around.
you special.
About to say, don't you?
You know we can still see you though, right?
Ruff, ruff, ruff. Hey, boo.
Mayberry is my darling. Darling, baby.
Don't quit your day job.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yo,
May
you
the
don't
opposite
need to-
before you
shit there.
power with it. You are tuned into the Cooley and the Gang show on Blockworks.
Final thoughts. Whoever wants to go first, just go ahead.
Man, I ain't got shit to say after having yo on the show. What can you say?
How do you follow that?
Right.
How do you follow that? We ain't got nothing good to say after King
It was a
Randall.
good show. It's Giving Tuesday, so if y'all have not yet and y'all want to give, make sure y'all go support that. What's the name? I got the school. Sorry, y'all.
The X-Boys.
Boys Life Preparatory School.
Do something. Y'all want to give back to your community? There it is. Let's pour them back into the community. Community doesn't mean it has to be your local community, your local area, but these are our children. This is definitely a good platform to support. So that's my word. Giving Tuesday. Go ahead and give. I'm about to go give too. Glam Chase about to donate.
What were y'all doing at 22?
I told you I was raising a baby.
You got final thoughts.
Not I was making babies. Not I was making babies like you was in the kitchen. You act like you was in the kitchen. You was in the kitchen with your KitchenAid mixing up kids. I was making babies. I was putting them in the oven.
Hey, cool, file for divorce right now.
22. Wow.
What were you doing at 22, man?
Y'all can't remember. Y'all old.
Everything that I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't get serious about life until about 24, 25.
Stop lying. That was yesterday when you became a grandpa.
Look.
Damn.
Dang, the shade. Where the palm trees at?
Mac, I heard when you found out.
Thought.
I found out when you heard that you about to be a grandpa again. That you was like, "Did you tell my brother?"
Yeah. I had to make sure everybody knew.
I appreciate that.
We old early.
I appreciate that, man.
Congratulations.
What Vance say? What was I doing in my life at 22? Yeah, Vance, we want to know. Like that's what we're gonna talk about next week. What were you doing at 22?
Shit, damn sure wasn't. I wasn't even trying to go to school, let alone open a school.
Man, Cooley, real quick. If you don't acknowledge DJ Dynasty, he will keep saying for the 5th time that he has a final thought. So please let him get out his final thought. So he can stop being weird.
Go ahead, bro.
So the final thought for me, I experienced something crazy yesterday, which I always experience something crazy. As a man, as a woman, always be true to who you are. Don't let outside influences try to steer you away for doing what you think is right for you and your family. If you are a committed husband, be a committed husband or wife. Don't think that you're doing something wrong because you're committed to your family and your wife. Always be true to who you are. You will always be blessed if you just stay true to you. That is my final thought.
Thank you. Have it.
Who's next? Come on.
Nobody else had anything. We said it.
I'm just gonna say wisdom is not an age thing.
Yeah.
Because that young man, he's an old soul. So we got, he's wise beyond his years.
Yes, he is. I still don't believe he's 22 though. That's. And he thought he was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Like wow,
you can tell that by the way he carries himself. Like he carries himself with a presence that
structure.
It's very structured and
disciplined.
He's a dope brother. Brother.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, me too. We want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. We hope we did right by you all tonight. We hope you all enjoyed yourself. Please go out and follow King Randall. It's at New Emerging King. That's his IG.
If you just look up his name, it'll take you right to
it. Yeah,
that's what I did.
It definitely will. See if I can. A lot of his information is also right here on the flyer that we had out. You can see the website right there. You'll see that's his IG right there. The website's right there. So definitely go check the website out and donate. Like you said, it's not just about the money. They take, the packages. Look, and I'm telling y'all, like,
ridiculous.
My word is my bond. I'm stopping by. I'm about to email Alex as soon as we get off and tell her that, next time we out, I definitely want to check it out. And, this, I think I found something that I want to,
Yeah.
be a part of and just kind of, watch grow. And I've been trying to find something, and I think this is it. I know, and I've been talking about, like, I've been trying to find something that I feel comfortable.
Cooley, good job.
Yeah, I've been working on it. So nobody has any final thoughts. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Thank y'all for joining me again. Shout out to the professor flying high in the air about to land in the sun. Thank you, Gracefully Created. We really appreciate you for checking in with us as usual. Shout out to Nell. Shout out to NJ Rich.
You don't like his replacement?
Shout out to Songbird.
No.
Shout out to Trust Kiana. So we appreciate y'all. So everybody that tunes in with us regularly, we appreciate it. And I think I better let them go.
Yeah.
Everyone be good. Be safe.
I'm definitely going to do a report to this podcast.
That's why you get Mike. That's why you can't like color people on the show.
Lord have mercy.
He the wrong shade of hues.
I have filed your complaint away.
Glam sham. Nicki Minaj.
Good night.
I'm out.
Like this view, talking at a bird's eye angle, straight out the pigeon coop. This is who? They don't speak his name, Piff got Beetlejuice. We all hate that demon in the mirror, we can't pick and choose. Ain't that sweet? Master, let me pick my noose. Guess I chose this path for my truth. Said we all hate the demon in the mirror, we can't pick and choose. Ain't that sweet? Master, let me pick my noose. Said, ain't that sweet? Master, let me pick my noose. Ain't that sweet? Master, let me pick my noose.
You are tuned into the Cooley and the Gang Show.